And the question is, will Gentiles be slaves in the kingdom? First, we need to find out what the Talmud is. What is the Talmud in simple terms? It's from a set of oral teachings and commentaries about the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, that form the basis for Jewish law. Comprised of the Mishnah and the Gemara, it contains the opinions of thousands of rabbis, from different periods of time in Jewish history. And you got to understand, if you look at videos where the Jewish are asked this question, some of them will admit the truth of their oral traditions, while others will attempt to explain the concept of slavery.
But can you, okay, so, because I've heard other things, other religious groups, not you guys, who will say things like when the Messiah comes, that non-Jews will end up being like slaves to Jews and things like that. Is that part of, like, where does that come from?
What you're saying is correct. What you're saying is correct.
And what does it mean?
But that's only when all the Jewish people around the world and here are acting like proper Jews.
Okay.
And none of the Jews around here are acting like proper Jews. So that's not...
Well, and also, what does it mean that they'll be slaves? Like, what does that mean?
If
first of all, where does it come from? Where does that idea come from?
I explain to you.
Okay.
It says, if all the Jews around the world, which is 6 million or 8 million Jews around the world, are acting like good Jews, that praying 3 times a day, the women cover their hair, they're not making any sins, they're not doing any sins, that, then it's a different, then we're acting like a chosen people. So then God says, you're acting like chosen people, so the other people, the rest of the people will serve you. But if the Jewish people are acting like nowhere near the chosen people at all. Most of the Jewish people are intermarrying, not keeping the Sabbath, not eating non-kosher, not keeping the holidays, intermarrying. The women don't dress properly. They don't go to synagogue. The men don't keep Shabbat. Then that is all. There's nowhere near. They're nowhere near anywhere acting like the chosen people. So there's nothing to talk about that. That is only when all the people act like proper people. Then there's something to talk. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But then we're nowhere near that stage. Okay. So there's nothing. To
where does that source come from? Just one.
That's good. One of the prayers we say on the after Sabbath. I can show it to you. The prayer.
Okay.
Want to see the prayer?
Yeah, sure. And what does it mean? I mean, what do the interpretations say it means?
You read Hebrew? Baruch tiyeh mikol ha'amim. You'll be blessed from all the nations. Lo yilcha akol v'akol v'mtecho. 1 second. Yavduch ha'amim. What does it say?
Well, this is all the bracha.
You
have to see the beginning of the bracha in the pasuk. That if you do such and such, keep the Torah, then be tinlacha. And then afterwards, if you don't keep the Torah, it continues on. This is just the bracha.
It says here, "Kashem Elokecha berechacha, kasher v'avat goyim rabim." You'll lend to the goyim.
Okay, I don't know that word.
Goyim rabim.
Lend.
V'ata lo ta'avod, and you won't borrow. You'll lend them the money. U'mashalta b'goyim rabim.
Rule.
You rule over the goyim. U'b'cha lo yimshalu.
Upon you they won't rule.
Yeah.
These are all promises brought in the Torah that if you would keep the Torah, then
I guess I'm wondering, okay, I come from a humanistic background, not a religious background, but is that a moral thing?
What?
No, they'll want to, because they'll see you're such a great person. Like, for instance, you want to serve your country.
Okay.
It's not an avdus with a Jew is a different avdus from the American, black slave movement. You know,
Okay.
it's not like
It's not we were slaves in Egypt. It's not that type of being whipped.
So
And,
that's it.
the
Found you what you
rules of
needed.
Torah
or
that-
not?
yeah.
Found
That
one
was,
is
that
treat
was
his
the idea.
servant
That was the
better
idea?
than him.
Yeah,
You saw it over
and
here?
I saw it, and now I'm getting a good
It's from
explanation.
Moshe Shabbos. Seder Moshe Shabbos.
Sorry, I'll just say them what's Shabbat. Okay.
Like as I told you before, as in the time of Shlomo Melech, the Goyim wanted to make peace with Shlomo Melech because they saw he was such a wise, great person, and there was such a wonderful
יעבדוך
kingdom.
עמים. יעבדוך עמים. וישתחוו לחלומי. יעבדוך עמים. It says here, יעבדוך עמים. The lands will work for you. יעבדוך עמים. See it?
Okay. Do you believe that Gentiles, Goyim, will one day become the slaves of Jews?
No, I don't think so.
Have you ever heard that?
I've heard that, yeah, but I think if it will happen, it won't be just one day. It will be for eternity. So, you know.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding. No, that's not. No.
Made me laugh.
Nobody-
Okay.
Yeah, no, nobody, I guess, will become slaves of anybody else.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
Besides the point that there are like 12 million Jews and.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna have a whole lot of slaves.
Yeah, it will be.
If it comes
Yeah.
to pass, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay. It's okay. Okay. This is more of a religious question, but comes from religion. But they want to know if you think Goyim, will be the slaves of Jews someday.
Never. We are the superior people, the superior religion, but nobody. We believe in peace and love to all mankind.
Okay, so why are we the superior religion?
Why?
Yeah. And what does that mean?
We are the first ones.
So Astrianism was before, but let's not get into details. Okay, yeah.
But actually, first of all, it's a stupid question.
But it's
Second,
believed. It's believed. First of all, religious.
How is it believed that the Goyim will be the slaves of the Jews?
Because first of all, religious people believe this. You ask them, they believe this.
That they're going to be the slaves of.
Well, they don't
It
mean
looks
slaves
like
as
you're gonna
in
shoot someone.
like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They don't mean slaves as in you're being whipped. They mean they're going to serve us because Jews are chosen and superior. So they have to serve us. That's when the Messiah comes.
The Jewish belief doesn't. It's not the main belief. We are. It's a peaceful.
The Jews of
religion.
today,
It's
the
not
Jews of-
Muslims. It's not Christians. We're a peaceful people. We believe in peace. We don't believe in war. It's a part of the Torah.
It's not
the
about
Torah
the war.
is peace.
But the Jews of today, they don't believe in slavery. And if you would look, I don't know, 50, 100, 200 years ago, maybe. But, the Jews of today are very modern. They don't see it that way, not at all.
Okay, guys, we have to pay the bill.
The slaves have to pay.
Slaves.
Hello.
He is my slave.
Okay.
See the white man over here, and he's my soldier.
Okay.
I'm his soldier.
It sounds very kinky. I like it. Okay. Well, I'll ask in English. Do you believe that the Gentiles, the Goyim, will one day become the slaves of the Jews?
It's not a belief. It's part of the Torah.
Okay.
Not a slave like a slave today. We're gonna beat them and then they become a slave. They're gonna see how much the Torah is meaningful, and they don't want the Jewish person to work. So they say, we help you in everything, and you learn Torah. It's gonna be a big world peace.
Okay.
So it's not like
And when is this going to happen?
it's not Hashem today. Mashiach gonna come today,
So the Messiah has to come.
of course.
Okay. No, for it to happen,
Yeah.
the Messiah has to happen.
yeah.
You have to explain that.
Omar know it.
What?
Omar know it.
No, Omar doesn't know this. Omar has been told that Jews think they're superior to everyone, and that everyone else has to be a slave to the Jews always.
Don't have to be. They're gonna be. They gonna wanna be.
Okay.
It's not gonna be like
Forced?
Forced. It's gonna be by free choice.
Okay. So if Omar or somebody else does not want to serve the Jews,
You cannot.
okay. And why do they have to serve us, by the way?
They don't have to. So they want.
Okay, why do they? So they want to. Why would they want to?
Because just like you want to help other people to do good things, you're gonna help them to make them. So also, when Mashiach gonna come, all the
Everyone will want to be Jews?
Yeah.
Yeah, but wouldn't that make more sense? Because you'd want people, helping you.
פחות תפילין הנחת היום? כן. No, that's the answer.
Okay.
It's not
So if everybody said they didn't want to, that's okay by you.
No, it's okay by the Torah.
Where in the Torah does it say this, by the way?
In the Zohar.
The Zohar is not the Torah. The Talmud.
אסור לצלם, תעצור.
Why?
הזוהר, התורה, גמרא, חומש, תהילים, הכל, it's one big Torah.
Okay, you're talking about everything in Judaism. I'm talking about the 5 books of Moses.
No, everything is together. It's not separate.
Okay, but
It's
where
one
is it
Torah.
in the Zohar? It's actually written in the Zohar. What's written in the Zohar?
What's written is that all the humankind will want to be a servant for the Jewish people.
Okay.
Because they're going to see what is the meaning of the Jewish person who is making all the Torah mitzvot, and you like bring all the light to the world. Say, hey, you learn Torah. We do what you need. It's going to be a world peace.
Okay, why can't I film that? Hold on.
Just film them.
Yeah, I know, but why can't I film that?
זה לא, כי רציתי להגיד לך בינינו, קוראים הדין לנסקט.
אתה חושב שהגויים יהיו עבדים של היהודים יום אחד?
אמורים להיות.
אוקיי, מה זאת אומרת, כאילו, אמורים להיות?
לפי מה שכתוב בתורה, הגויים אמורים להיות העבדים שלנו.
אוקיי, אתה חושב שזה באמת יהיה?
כאילו מן אללה.
האם אתה מאמין שהגויים יהיו עבדים של היהודים יום אחד?
כן, זה כתוב בתורה.
אוקיי, ומה זה אומר?
כל מה שכתוב בתורה אני מאמין.
כן? ומה כתוב? כתוב בפירוש שהגויים יהיו עבדים שלנו?
כן, כתוב שאחרי ביאת המשיח, אני אומר, כתוב אחרי ביאת המשיח, אני לא יכול להביא את הפסוק המדויק, אבל כתוב שאחרי ביאת המשיח יהיה מלחמה מאוד מאוד גדולה, ובסופו של דבר כן, הגויים יהיו עבדים של היהודים במשך תקופה, ואחרי זה העולם יחזור כאילו לקדמותו. זה מה שאני...
אוקיי, ומה זה אומר עבדים? כאילו, הם יהיו בשרשרות? כאילו, מה, אנחנו נרביץ להם? כאילו מה?
לא. על כל... טוב, אני לא עוד פעם להביא את המספר המדויק, על כל יהודי אמור להיות 800 או יותר עבדים, ועבדים זה משהו שהוא, אתה יודע, אני לא יכול להגדיר אותו היום, כי אין עבדות היום, אבל זה משהו שקשה מאוד להגדיר אותו. אני מניח כי התורה מצווה, שאתה יודע, כבד איש את רעך ואהבת לרעך כמוך. אז אני מניח שזה יהיה משהו בגדר שירות. זאת אומרת, שירות שעבדים נותנים, למשל, סתם דוגמה, אנשים שמחזיקים את הבית, אנשים שמחזיקים את המטה, אנשים שמחזיקים את, אם זה, אתה יודע, מדבר על העולם של פעם. כל אחד עושה, בוא נגיד, כל אחד יש לו את התפקיד שלו. בתוך כל סתם דוגמה, אם אני נותן לך דוגמה לבן אדם עשיר שיש לו איזושהי אחוזה ויש לו נכסים, כל אחד עושה את התפקיד שלו בתוך כל הדבר הזה. יש אדון שהוא בעל הבית, ויש את העבד שהוא עושה את העבודות של הבית, ולא מחייב שבין האדון לעבד יהיה יחסי מרות שליליים. יכול להיות גם משהו שהוא חיובי, אתה יודע, משהו שהעבד עושה והאדון עושה, ועדיין נשארים בוא נגיד, עם אהבה אחד לשני. הוא מקבל את שלו והוא מקבל את שלו. אני לא יודע אם העבדים האלה יקבלו בעתיד שכר או לשכר, אבל...
טוב, נגיד שהעבדים, הגויים לא רוצים להיות עבדים, אז מה קורה?
במקרה הזה? לא יודע לענות על זה.
אוקיי.
לא יודע לענות על זה, אני לא רוצה להגיד משהו שאני לא יודע. אני פשוט מאמין באמת בלב שלם בכל מה שכתוב בתורה. ואמונה היא משהו שהוא עיוור, משהו לא, שאי אפשר להחזיק אותו.
מה זאת אומרת?
אני אומר, אמונה זה משהו שאי אפשר להחזיק אותו. זה לא משהו מוחשי.
אוקיי.
אני מאמין, אתה לא רואה את הקדוש ברוך הוא.
כן, אבל לא בסדר, אנחנו מדברים על אמונה, אני מנסה להבין.
גם בתורה אני מאמין בצורה שלמה.
אוקיי.
בלי...
אז נגיד, אוקיי, בואו ניקח את זה הפוך, אבל מישהו אומר בקוראן, לא יודע, בתנ"ך, כאילו התנ"ך של הנוצרים, אומרים, היהודים הם צריכים להיות העבדים שלנו. אתה לא מרגיש כאילו, רגע, סליחה, מה זה? אתה לא מרגיש שזה מין שכאילו משהו, לא יודע אם גזעני, אבל כאילו יש משהו מגעיל בזה. אתה לא חושב?
תשמע, אני לא... תשמע, כל אחד מאמין בשלו. להגיד שיש משהו מגעיל בזה, יכול להיות מאוד, אבל לדברים האלה אני קורא חשבונות שמיים. זה משהו שהוא מעל הטבע. זאת אומרת, זה משהו שאני לא נכנס אליו, כי יש המון דברים בתורה גם שכתובים, שאי אפשר להבין אותם. אבל פה נכנסת האמונה בצורה הכי חזקה שלה. בצורה שזה דברים שאני מגדיר אותם חשבונות שמיים, ואני משאיר אותם, מה שנקרא, לקדוש ברוך הוא להחליט אם זה מגעיל או לא. בצורה, אם אתה שואל בצורה הומניטרית, כן. על פניו זה נשמע כמשהו שהוא לא הכי מוסרי שיש.
A few Gentile slave commentaries. These are from independently verified Talmud quotes. You see the reference there. I'm just going to read the text. When the Messiah comes, every Jew, speaking of themselves, J-ish, will have 2,800 slaves. Obviously, those slaves will not be the J-ish. So this is what you have to understand when you read this. He who is observant of fringes will be privileged to be served by 2,800 slaves. For it is said, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all the languages of the nations, the Gentiles, shall even take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, We will go with you. And that is going to be Zechariah chapter 8, verses 23. A prayer or benediction to be said by a J-ish man every day. Thank the Most High, I'll read it as it said, thank God for not making me a Gentile, a woman, or a slave. Do not save Goyim in danger of death. Show no mercy to the Goyim. On the house of the Goy, Goy means unclean and is the disparaging term for a non-Jew. One looks as on the fold, that is a young offspring of cattle. This is where the reference to the Gentiles are animals, they're beasts. This is where that comes from. For those that do not know, the J-ish Talmud states that the J-ish people can lie to the Goy, the Goyim, the Gentiles, all the same. A Jew, they're talking about a J-ish man, should and must make a false oath when the Goyim, and Goyim is plural for Gentiles instead of Goy as in Gentile, Gentiles. The Goyim ask if our books contain anything against them. And this is where I was explaining that some will admit it and some will try to explain the concept of slavery. And they do it to be deceptive. To communicate anything to a Goy, a Gentile that is, about our religious relations would be equal to the killing of all Jews, meaning all the J-ish. For if the Goyim or Gentiles knew what we teach about them, they would delete us openly. A heathen, Gentiles, who studies the Torah, the law, the first 5 books of the Bible, deserves death. For it is written, Moses commanded us a law for an inheritance. It is our inheritance, not theirs, not the Gentiles. And he who desires that none of his vows made during the year shall be valid, let him stand at the beginning of the year and declare, quote, every vow which I make in the future shall be null. Here's a note. His vows are then invalid, providing that he remembers this at the time of the vow. And I presume that's to mean that some vows he might want to keep and some vows he might not want to keep. It's all very confusing when you deal with these oral and verbal traditions. This last one is completely absurd. Listen to this. The decisions of the Talmud are the words of the living God. I won't say that word. Himself asks the opinions of earthly rabbis when there are difficult affairs in heaven. That is totally ridiculous, absurd, and foolish. By the way, none of the oral tradition Talmudic writings mentioned herein are actually in the Torah. Remember, the Talmud is a commentary, an oral or verbal commentary that's now been put in writing concerning the Torah. It is not in the Bible. These Gentiles, these J-ish, these Gentile heathens, are trying to be like the Most High. As we saw there, they think that the Most High is going to consult with them about issues in heaven. That makes no sense at all. Here's a scripture for these J-ish. Isaiah chapter 14, verses 12 to 16. How art thou fallen from heaven, or position of rulership, O Lucifer? You're going to find out that Lucifer is actually a man. Lucifer is not the devil. He's playing the part of the devil. He's playing a part of Satan, but Lucifer is a man. Son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations, weaken the Gentiles? Isaiah 14, verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, in thy mind, I will ascend into heaven, the sky. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount that is the top of the congregation of the Israelites, in the sides of the north. And he's certainly doing that with AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. Isaiah 14 and 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Talking about the grave. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? You know how we in the so-called black community will say the man, getting back at the man, I'm working for the man. You see how this relates directly to the scriptures. It's in our spirit. The Most High put it in our spirit to understand it this way. And lastly, Revelation chapter 3 and verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. All praises to Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai.